The first half seemed to cause most of the damage this evening.
Yeah, frustrating, and I think we've lamented probably our last couple of starts or our last couple of first halves. We weren't good against Glenavon in particular on Saturday, but we got out of the blocks here tonight well, and probably edged, I would say, big parts of the first half. Without probably the most detrimental thing, and I said it after the game, without maybe creating those real clear-cut chances. We had entries in the final third, I would call them. I wouldn't call them. I think we just lacked that final pass or that final bit of skill to create that chance. And then after 20 minutes, we conceded a goal probably against the run of play. It's a really quick counter attack, and to be fair to Jordan Stewart, I'll have to see it back. But live, it looked a heck of a finish. And again, I'll just have to see it back to confirm that. And probably the disappointing aspect from then, and we spoke about it after the game, is more along the lines of that mentality shift that we go 1-0 down after 20 minutes, and for me, for the next 20-25 minutes of the first half, we play Russian roulette. We're pressing them, we deviate from the game plan, we're pressing them in areas that we don't need to press them in. We turn it into a game of basketball where, yes, we have a couple of other good opportunities, but they also then have two or three other blistering counter attacks that causes problems, and you think, well, listen, we're going to get in 1-0 at half time, and then right before half time we just concede another. Well, it's not to be. Again, it looks like a good skill and a good finish, but just how they get into that scenario in the first place is a disappointing aspect of it, and that's probably in hindsight now has been the detrimental goal, because if we go in 1-0 at half time, it's then red card and 1-1, and we're pushing for a winner in the last 10 minutes of the game rather than pushing for an equaliser.
And you'd like Curtis Allen's goal maybe to be 10 minutes before?
We would, and it was only a bit of quality to me we had in the final third tonight, and we've created an awful lot of chances. We've created an awful lot of entries in the first half. We've had big chances in the second half as well, but we haven't made Chris make enough saves, if you know what I mean. Like Skinner's got in for two opportunities there in the second half that, and we don't pull the trigger on, and there's been other opportunities there, and probably Curtis's goal is probably the only bright spark from an attacking point of view tonight, and that's the bit that's hurt us was the final third.
And Gareth Dean obviously came off in about the hour mark. What's the early signs?
Yeah, it's his thumb and it's not looking good. So whatever way he's tipped the save or whatever he's connected with it looks like his thumb. So we'll go and get it looked at now, but it's obviously not looking good.
Disappointing also to lose Oran Kearney. Is that a 3-match ban, do you think? Or
I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what it is. I think if it's denying a goal scoring opportunity, it's possibly only a 1-match ban. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. We'll have to see. Again, it's more disappointing the decision. It's 5 minutes into time added on. People are screaming that it's offside or not. It doesn't matter. It's a foul on Linden. Masinga fouls, absolutely annihilates Linden. Linden wins a header and Masinga hits Linden. It's a free for us in the last minute. Maybe we should get another chance to put the ball in the box. And how that decision's not given, it then puts us into a scenario where we're having to blitz defend to try and catch on a counter attack, and we end up then with a player punished. So those are the disappointing things. Not only, yes, the result's disappointing tonight, but the carnage of the rest of the 90 minutes with Gareth Dean, with losing Oran, we have a couple of aches and pains up there as well, just makes it a very frustrating night.
And you look out to remind the players there's still a lot to play for, and on Saturday night we go to Warren Point.
Yeah, there is, and we've a lot of damage done there tonight, so from that we've got to make sure we get everybody charged again, and we've got to keep pushing, simple as that. And this season has been like no other season, and people said it a couple of weeks ago. They said it 2 or 3 times this season that the league's won and it's put out of sight, and we managed to keep hanging in there. And yes, it's a hard one to take tonight. Yes, it's a frustrating one. We still have our game in hand, which can bring it to 9. We still have to play Linfield again, which can bring it to 6. And everybody has to play everybody come the top 5. So I, for one, am not downtrodden that way. And I said it before the game, and I said it to the players before the game, that I don't think tonight would be a nice grenade for us to throw into the league to pick up 3 points and maybe close that gap and put the squeeze on. But in the same stretch, I still believe there's a huge amount of football here left to play.